Hey guys, Mrs. Ullrey again. We're going to go over the answers to the 3.0 practice. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look. This is an isotope symbol instead of a periodic table square. And what we're going to be looking at is this bottom number is actually our number of protons. So we have 4 protons for beryllium. The number of electrons. So normally, if this was a neutral atom, the number of protons and electrons would be the same. But we have a charge on this guy, so our charge is positive 2. So what that means is that we have 2 more protons than we have electrons. So our number of electrons are going to be 2. So a way that we do the math on this is that our protons minus our electrons equal our charge. So I know my protons were 4. I don't know what my electrons are, but I know my charge is positive 2. Okay, so 4 minus what equals positive 2. So that's just some simple subtraction. So now that I know how many electrons I have, I'm going to draw them. And so those electrons are going to go right here. And so I only have one shell. I only have my 2 electrons that I need to draw. So number of valence electrons is 2. There are 0 core electrons. There's nothing on the inside. And the number of shells we have is just 1. Okay. Let's take a look at our next one. So again, my protons are down here. So that's 17. Okay. My charge is up here, and that's going to be negative 1. So I know that protons minus electrons equals my charge. So if I have 17 protons, how many electrons would I need to get an answer of negative 1? So what that means is I need 1 more electron than I have protons. So the number of electrons that I'm going to have is going to be 18 electrons. Okay, so now we're going to draw out our electrons. My core electrons go on the inside. I'm going to draw 1, 2. I'm going to draw 8 out here. So this shell is now full. I've drawn 10. I have 8 more electrons to draw. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I have 8 valence electrons. I had 10 core electrons. And 8 plus 10 equals my 18 electrons. And then my number of shells, I have 1, 2, 3 shells. Okay, let's take a look at this one over here. Again, my number of protons is the bottom number in my atomic symbol, so my isotope symbol. So I have 7 protons. My charge is up here, which is negative 3. And so to find my number of electrons, protons minus my electrons is equal to negative 3. So 7 minus what would give us negative 3, and that would be 10. So we have 10 electrons. So 3 more electrons than we have protons. And then my drawing my model. And so I have 10 electrons to draw. 2 are going to go in the first. 8 are going to go in the second. So that means I have 8 valence electrons. I have 2 core electrons, and 8 plus 2 is 10, so that equals what we needed to, and we have 2 total shells. Okay, our final one that we're going to do, this one goes backwards, so all we have to do is count to figure out the number of core and valence. So if I look, I see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it tells me that I have 8 valence electrons. I see that I have 1, 2 core electrons, and I have 1, 2 shells. And then it tells me that my element is fluorine, and fluorine it has a symbol of F. And so if I look on my periodic table right here, there's my element number, fluorine. And fluorine is element number 9. So that tells me that fluorine has 9 protons. And again, I got that from looking up fluorine on the periodic table. Fluorine is element number 9, so it has 9 protons. I know how many core electrons and how many valence from looking at this. So 8 plus 2, that's going to be 10 total electrons. So we have 10 total electrons. And then remember that protons minus my electrons equal my charge. So 9 minus 10 is going to be a charge of -1. All right, there's the practice problems.